within and surrounding Baltimore. Don't ask him about preseason games, oh no. Stuffing things in Griffin Bass, so despite it being on the internet, he can call it what he wants, so Glenn Clark Radio, Glenn Clark Radio, Glenn Clark Radio. Duke sucks.
Well, in a bonus edition of GCR today, Glenn and Griffin, and look who's here. We know him. He's Ken Zalis. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, guys?
Well, Lamar Jackson's practicing, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. Hopefully.
So, can I tell you a story about that?
Please.
So, the other night, I guess it must have been Monday night. No. Yeah, Monday night. I'm driving home, and I don't know if I've told you, but Zay Flowers moved into my neighborhood.
Oh, my gosh. And you're close personal friends. You host him for barbecues. And...
Well, I'm not. I have kept my distance because that's what I do with professional people. My wife, on the other hand, has offered to bake him a challah and have him over Shabbat dinner.
That is sweet.
And all that. So I'm driving home, and like my house looks directly across the street at his. But as I'm driving in, I see all these cars in the driveway. And as I'm pulling down, coming through his driveway in all black with the hoodie on to not be recognized, is Lamar.
Oh, was he buying food from a street vendor? Was he?
He was not. He was just walking down. Zay was playing in the middle of, we have like a common area with his dog, and so he's like walking, and I'm like watching, and I'm like, unless he's a miraculous recoverer or he just walks naturally with a limp, that dude ain't running. He may play quarterback, but he ain't running nowhere on Sunday.
Ken maybe dropping the
inside info.
I'm just saying.
He was jogging yesterday. We had videos of it.
We did see him jog. That is true. We
did see him jog. I did, but it's like I'm like on Monday I was like somebody's for something else just randomly asked me, goes, "Do you think Lamar's going to play a guy that lives in Virginia?" I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
For what it's worth, that was sort of what John Harbaugh said after Lamar Jackson took the practice field yesterday.
Oh, okay.
More or less was like, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. The caveat in all of this to me with Lamar is that they have this Thursday game.
Yeah, I don't think that you make any decisions. Drew was talking about that yesterday. Whose video is
courtesy
this?
of Jeff Zarebek.
Jeff Zarebek of The Athletic. There's Lamar Jackson. It looks pretty good right there.
Oh, he's just standing, yeah.
He's just standing there watching the starting quarterback play.
Oh, you have no idea if that's the starting quarterback or not. You have no clue.
Starting quarterback might not be in the building, We don't know.
That's true.
I was watching one of them. He just saw 2 reps, one from each.
All right.
That's him talking with T. Higgins. Look at that. Come on. Look at that, Ken.
Oh, my God. Oh, look at that.
Moving. Now let's see.
Looks good there.
It does look good there.
Looks like he's about to win by at least 7 points.
Yeah,
he's got a little giddy up.
I am not making any decision based on Thursday night. Like I'm not personally. If a guy can play, he plays. Like that's the way it goes.
You deal with Thursday on Thursday.
Yep, that's me. What the Ravens do,
yeah.
We will find out, but they are not committing to anything.
Vegas thinks he's playing?
Yes, Vegas clearly thinks he's playing. Are the Ravens just playing coy, or is this just gamesmanship on John Harbaugh's part? I want you to have to waste time working on other guys. I don't know. He won't even tell you who.
Yeah, I'm sure the Bears are really worried about the other
God, they would feel off if they spent all that time this week practicing for Lamar Jackson and then it turned out to be Cooper Rush. I bet they'd be pissed.
They'd just be awful.
It'd
be like, what are we gonna do? We don't know how to play now.
God, but yeah, that's the deal. We will continue to monitor. I mean, one thing is he practiced yesterday. Does he practice again today? How did he respond to getting on the practice field?
I mean, the key is going to be, can he get a full practice in Friday?
Yeah.
Limited is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll play if that's the case, I would think, but would love to see a full out of him, whatever that means these days.
Yeah, that would go a long way, no doubt. If he were to be listed as full tomorrow, then I think most of us would assume that means he's good to go for Sunday. But we don't know that yet, and yet we're spending American dollars betting these games. So let's get into picks. Picks are brought to you this week by Game Day Men's Health in Owings Mills, Frederick, and Columbia. You're a man of a certain age. You are dealing with issues that perhaps you didn't deal with when you were younger, whether that is performance issues in the bedroom. That's a topic that we don't like to discuss. We don't like to get together with the boys on Friday night and say, hey, man, can't please my wife anymore. Hey. Like, we just try to hide that, and it can do serious damage. So that's something, this is a safe space for you to talk about that. And there are treatment options available. For me, I thought I was low T. That was what drove me to Game Day Men's Health. I don't know why I feel sluggish. I feel run down like this. Where's my energy gone? They gave me a free testosterone test, as it turns out. Not low T. Plenty of T. All the T in the C. But I'm still feeling sluggish and run down. So they said, how about peptide proteins? I said, I don't know what that means. They said, trust us. And I'm glad I did, because it's been very simple, and it has allowed me to feel much better when I wake up in the morning. I'm not nearly as sore. It goes a long way. Perhaps you're dealing with stubborn belly fat. Just won't come off. You're like, I'm working out every day. What the heck's going on? Your metabolism ain't the same as when you were younger. They got a plan for that, too. Owings Mills, 443-264-4454. Columbia, 443-266-3505. Frederick, 240-931-3717. Griffin sits atop the table, one game clear of James Revere. Andrew Stetka trying to get out of the league. And Ryan Chell, what the hell happened here?
What the Chell?
How did he get the script, man? All of a sudden, Ryan goes from the bottom of the table to the damn near the top. He's 2 games back with Andrew. Jeremy, Kahn, John, and Little Rock, both 3 games back. I'm 4 games back. Joe Serpico and Kyle Ottenheimer are 5 games back. And
I haven't heard my name yet.
Haven't heard your name yet, have you, huh? Then things get hairy. No longer at the bottom of the table, Paul Valley.
Wow.
8 games off the pace.
Oy.
No longer at the bottom of the table, John Proctor. 9 games off the pace.
I'm double digits.
We have a new power bottom on the table.
Crab cake. I like crab cake.
Well, this isn't. It's not going to be about eating crab cakes. You have to clean. You're going to have to do things along those lines.
But I heard a rumor that everyone I eat is an hour off.
No, no, you would. I would just sign up for that today. No, there's other. Isn't
that how the game works?
That's how other games work. Have you heard about this one guy's fantasy league where the winner gets nothing and everybody else gets punishments?
Oh, that's
this was
cool.
Would You Rather Wednesday. Normally, KZ plays Would You Rather Wednesday. I don't know what happened to him. The 2 punishments.
I'm traveling. I'm on location.
You're on location. Second place is you have to spend 4 days camped out on the winner's back in the front yard. You have 4 days. You camp out in the champion's front yard. That's the second place finisher has to do that, and the last place finisher has to apply to and then work 1 shift at a Burger King. Would you rather finish in second or in last?
Last.
I think that's the answer, but as Griffin and I were talking about.
But why would the champion want some dude camping on the front of
me?
Well,
maybe this is the point of it. Yeah, because this is the guy that you get all the way to the championship game, and then you duke it out in the final.
But the champion, all the champion does is get nothing and watches one random friend.
It's for the neighbors as well. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, what is the 100%? It's for the content of it all.
I mean, I guess you could turn the sprinklers on the whole time. I mean,
there's lots of things that you could do, but I also think part of it is like he asked, like, "Hey man, can I come in and watch the game?" And you're like, "Nope, you're stuck out there, jerk." Yeah. But as Griffin and I said, if I have Wi-Fi, if I'm allowed to use the bathroom and take a shower, then like it doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah, but if you're not, I mean,
then the rules become a little bit different. I'd add in the Burger King rule is you have to keep applying until you get the job. So if you apply at the first Burger King and you don't get the job, or they're like, we're just not hiring, you have to keep going until you find a Burger King that you can work at. That's the way that works.
Yeah.
Ours is going to be a little bit different.
It's only one shift.
It's true. It is only one shift. And you get paid. So you do have that going for you.
Yeah, you get paid, you know.
You do have that going for you. Ever tell you the time I walked off a job? This is straight. Oh, man, I've told this story before. When I moved home to do the show with Drew on the old radio station that doesn't exist anymore, I was going to need to get a second job. Believe it or not, it didn't pay incredibly. I know that's going to sound crazy about that place. It paid fine. It was enough to call it a full-time job when I was in my 20s, but I needed to get another job. And so I'm on the air like that first week talking about getting another job, and I said, I feel like, you know what would be a good job for me? Is there's like somebody who's listening who owns a liquor store that just needs somebody to like carry beer out to people's cars. And if that's what you'll do and you care that it's me, like I'm the big radio star, I'm Glenn Clark from the radio, then I'll come over there and do that because then I'm thinking like I can do other things. I can book guests for the show while I'm there. Right. I'm only kind of working. I'm really just hanging out. And I get a call from somebody who's like, yeah, man, we own this liquor store. My mother and I, we absolutely would love to have you to carry out beers and just hang out and be there. And you can talk sports with people when they come in. They'll be like, wow, there's Glenn Clark. I said, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's great. So I go over the first night, and he's not there. The mother's there, and the mother has no effing idea who I am. And all she thinks is that I'm there to be their bitch, like to just do whatever. She sees me, and she said, I see you're in a T-shirt. You didn't want to wear a jacket? And I said, it's the middle of the summer. Why would I wear a jacket? She said, oh, I don't know, because you're going to be working in the freeze area, in like the fridge. And I'm like, well, why would I be doing that? And it turns out that's what she just thought I was there to work. And so I walked to the fridge area, and I walked out the back door, and I never went back to the liquor store again. This lady wrote me a letter that included a check for like $1. A check for the prorated amount of time that I worked at the liquor store, which was 7 minutes, something along those lines.
God bless her, though.
She probably gave you too much.
A very scathing letter about how I was never going to get how unprofessional I was, and how I was never going to get anywhere in my career.
Well, she was right about that.
She nailed it.
Nailed it, right?
Nailed it.
I've never worked in another liquor store since. That was the end of my liquor career. 9 games, 3 college, 6 NFL games. Where we starting?
We are going down to Annapolis, where the Navy midshipmen are returning from bye, and they will take on, believe it or not, we're doing our second FAU Owls game of the year. FAU is catching 15.5 as they take on the Mids on Saturday at 3:30 on CBS Sports Network.
Navy. What are we doing? Navy. I know that they played some close games and they've been but this is FAU's not the team. Navy.
I agree. FAU struggles against the run this year. You know, that's not a good formula against Navy.
Not at all.
Yeah, I mean, who are we kidding? It is weird because everything says maybe you probably should go FAU. Navy has only been playing close games the last couple of weeks. They struggled with Rice at home. Meanwhile, FAU had a big road win at Rice a couple of weeks ago. But, you know, I'm taking the Mids, and I'm looking forward to them hopefully reigniting my confidence in them as they do some more spectacular things with Blake Horvath. We're 7-5 split here. 5 backers of FAU: Jeremy Kahn, James Revere, Kyle, Paul, and Ryan Shell, the former producers, all on FAU.
It's a massive number. I get it. It is an insanely big number, and Navy has not looked like that, I understand.
You thought that number was big. We're
Yeah.
going to Bloomington, Indiana, where the site Big Noon Kickoff, of course, where the number 2 ranked Indiana Hoosiers are hosting the UCLA Bruins.
Red hot
Yeah,
UCLA
They've
Bruins.
won 3 in a row, most recently over the Maryland Terrapins. And Indiana's laying 25.
Statement cover.
Yeah.
Statement cover.
That's what matters. 25.5 is the spread here. Is Indiana's favored over UCLA.
Which is crazy. I mean, look how well UCLA's been playing. Indiana.
You're finally there.
Indiana. Did you guys watch the UCLA game? They stunk against Maryland. It just so happens to be that Maryland didn't do anything offensively until the final drive of the game. Yeah, Indiana's really good, man. There's no doubt about it. Indiana. The number is badass. Like, this is a stupid number, and I'm definitely going to regret this when it's
38-13.
100. Like, it's not a close game, but yet they somehow don't cover. I will regret it, but there's no way I can pick against Indiana.
You know what I like about Indiana's coach?
He cares.
He doesn't care.
Oh.
He'll roll 70 on you.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, he cares about covering.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, he doesn't care how many points he scores. He doesn't care. He just keeps going. That offense can do it. And the surprise of the college football season is that, oh, by the way, Indiana figured out how to play defense.
Little bit.
And they're good. They're good. So, Indiana.
Yeah, this I agree. Like, the line probably should be closer because, like, UCLA already did play one of these noon Eastern kickoffs and won. Obviously, it wasn't against the number 2 ranked team in the country, but like I'm not picking UCLA. I'm taking Indiana as well, and this is going to be a nothing for us. We are a clean sweep. I know.
On a 25.5-point spread, we can't get one backer of the Bruins.
Every single person is laying the 25.
Damn!
Wow, that's shocking.
Yeah, 12.
Nobody jumped at all. Wow.
Now to the slate of College game day, Nashville, Tennessee. The number 10 ranked team in the country, the Vanderbilt Commodores, are hosting the number 15 ranked Missouri Tigers. And Vandy, once again at home, they are favorites, laying 2.5 against Mizzou. I'm
not going to pretend to know a ton about these teams. I'm not going to waste any time with that. I am very impressed by Diego Pavia. I'm very impressed by what Vanderbilt's done. It's at home, the emotion of hosting game day. I'm just going to ride with Vanderbilt because it's a small number.
I agree with all that, except, if it wasn't for Indiana, this would be the best story of the college football year to turn around as Vandy football. Mm-hmm. With a Heisman Trophy candidate. So I'm going to take Vandy. Missouri, I don't know what to make of them. They just haven't impressed me.
They were super competitive against Alabama.
Somewhat. And that's why I don't know what to make of them. Like, they have moments, but it's not a big enough number for me to go with the points. So I'll take the home team and, who I think is going to win the game.
This was probably I think this was the toughest game for me to pick here on this week's slate because I love Vandy. I love everything about Diego Pavia. I really do not want to go against them, but I do think Mizzou is legit. Their only loss is to Alabama by 3 points, and Alabama might be a top 3 team in the country the way that they've been playing. And I love that kid Zion Young, who was caught on the mic in their overtime win against Auburn, saying when they were like, we're starting on defense, and he was like, let's go. You just hear him screaming. So I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Mizzou. I'm gonna take Mizzou here. I'm gonna take.
We are Mizzou. So who you?
4 of us on the Tigers. Myself, Jeremy Kahn, James Revere, and Ryan Shell on Mizzou. Everyone else on Vanderbilt. Tonight in Los Angeles at SoFi, the LA Chargers are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. And it is the Chargers laying 3.5.
Boy, 2 teams that you cannot trust, right? Like, there's just nothing at all to trust about these 2 teams. So you're left in this weird spot where do you play the points or do you play the home team? I guess because it's a Thursday night game, you're supposed to play the home team when the other team has to travel a good distance. Chargers.
I'm about the same way. I just I think the Chargers are the more desperate team here, and you can't lose this game. If
It
you have
doesn't
any
mean that you
hope
won't
of,
win it by a point. I mean, that's
no, I know. I don't know what to do with this. Like I don't trust either team. I really don't, and I hate what I'm going to do because I never trust this team. But I'm going to take the Chargers at home on a Thursday night.
Carson Wentz on Thursday Night Football. He is 7-0 straight up, 6-1.
forget it.
6-1 against the spread.
Forget it. Pick him outright.
Right.
Pick him outright.
Carson Wentz could be 1,000,000-0 on Thursday Night Football. I'm not taking Carson Wentz tonight. Chargers are also doing the right thing. They're admitting how bad they were.
Yeah,
how bad
but
those
they're still not
uniforms
wearing the
were.
baby blues. They're
not wearing the baby blues. They're wearing the
wearing
Navy San
the-
Diego Charger throwbacks.
Yeah,
They were god awful.
Yeah, that's the worst uniform I've ever seen. Yes.
Those yellows were terrible.
They deserved everything that they had coming
Yes.
to them. Like we
Yes, they
all agree
did.
with that. But you have at your disposal
Anytime you want it.
one of the greatest uniforms that any team has
Yep.
ever worn in the history of organized sports, and you're now choosing in back-to-back games to not wear that uniform. What are we doing here?
They're letting Minnesota wear white tonight, so they had to go with the dark navy.
No.
I'm taking the Chargers. Andrew Steckel's on Minnesota, Jeremy Kahn, and John in Little Rock, 3 backers of the Vikings tonight.
All right. We know the other two are just betting them against the public. So John is really the only one that's
John's like, I believe Carson Wentz.
John and Little Rock's just a Carson Wentz guy.
Buffalo Bills at the Carolina Panthers.
Good to see you again, John. John's back for bonus GCR. He's very excited about bonus
John.
GCR.
Thank you, John. This one's on Fox at 1 p.m., and the Bills are laying 7.5 going into Charlotte.
I don't like that either. The Bills are definitely better than the Panthers, and they're coming off a bye. The Panthers have shown some signs of life, but let's be honest, they're still probably a 7-win team. Tops. Yeah, we die to be right now. Let's get some of that action.
We got at least 7 weeks before we get to 7.
7.5 is still a big number on the road. Ugh, Panthers.
I can't.
I get it. I get it.
I can't. I want to because the defenses play better. The passing game, I don't know. It's Andy Dalton. I can't pick the Panthers.
I get it.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of the Panthers right now. It's definitely a combination of maybe some luck in there and then some below average competition in terms of teams they've beaten. I don't think Carolina matches up very good with the Bills. Who does with Josh Allen, but they don't get much pressure on the quarterback at all.
The last two teams that beat them would argue that they went
They can run the ball well though, so that gives them a little bit of a puncher's chance here. But I'm not going to bet on that. I'm taking the Bills here. You save Jeremy Kahn from being a lone wolf. Glenn Clark and Jeremy Kahn, the lone backers of Carolina.
I've had worse partners in my life.
Also at 1 o'clock,
Gone to bed with stranger.
San Francisco and the Niners going to Houston and taking on the Texans. The 2-win Texans against the 5-win 49ers are laying 1.5 at home.
That smells like they know something, doesn't it? It smells like you almost have to take the Texans here. Isn't that? Yeah. I mean, I there's no reason to take the Texans, so you have to take them. Texans.
Yeah, there's no reason to, and I won't. Again, we're not one of those teams I just can't take. Their offense is terrible. Nico Collins is banged up. There's nothing to like about
I
this
agree,
team.
which is why I have
There's
no
just
choice.
Nothing, and I still like even with the injuries, all the injuries for the 49ers. I still like I like their weapons better. I like their defense better. I'll take the 49ers.
Yeah, I don't understand what the hell. How is Houston favored? I don't really know. I don't know who, as Ken mentioned, I don't know who's catching the football for him. I like Jalen Noel a lot, but he's just one guy. And that's the only thing I can think about when picking Houston this week is Jalen Noel. And I guess their defense has been good, but I don't know. San Francisco's beaten good defenses already. They're going on the road, playing in the 1 p.m. Eastern window as an underdog for the first time since 2019. The Niners have. They've gone 16 games playing on the East Coast or in the Eastern time zone this will be in the Central time zone, and they've been favorites in all of them, which is just kind of more interesting than anything else. I'm taking the Niners here. You save once again Jeremy Kahn from being a lone wolf.
Wow.
Yeah,
But now this is weird because I thought Andrew was totally on the same. I thought that they were just.
he mixes it up some.
Okay.
I don't know how he determines when to go with the public and when not to, but. But Andrew Stecco's on the Niners. Both you and Jeremy.
Like when it requires you to
Houston.
believe in the Texans, he says, "Nah, I'm good."
I'm good. Yeah.
Or the Panthers, yes. To the 4 p.m. window, 4:25, Dallas at Denver, and the Broncos after their thrilling 33-point fourth quarter comeback win against the Giants, laying 3.5 against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, Denver. I mean, at some point they're going to figure out how to play in the other quarters. At some point, they're going to figure out how to play in the first, second, and third quarters of a football game. And I cannot believe in Dallas. I can't. Denver.
Dallas is playing good football.
Eh.
I mean, nobody wants to admit it, but their offense, like, they have a Devontae Williams has been great. Dak's playing all world. Pickens is doing what Pickens needs to do. They got the top tight end in football right now. Lamb just came back. And I'm still going to be stupid and take the Denver Broncos.
The Cowboys' defense stinks, so.
It does, and that's it. That's the other side of it. And Denver's offense needs to be better, and this is a get-right type of game, I feel, for them.
Broncos wearing their throwbacks. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it helps, but it makes me confident it will at least be an entertaining game here. Seeing the Cowboys uniforms going up against the old school Denver Broncos. I'm going to take Dallas though. I don't trust Denver quite as much as you guys do. Not that I can trust Dallas all that much, but I do trust them to get some points on the board somehow, some way. And CD's healthy and Dak looks good. I will take the Dallas Cowboys. I'm in the minority here. And now Andrew Steck is on the Dallas Cowboys with myself and Paul Valley. So we are the three on Dallas. Everyone else is on Denver in this one. Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh, and the Steelers are getting 3 points as they host the Green Bay Packers on Sunday nights.
This is a bounce-back spot, isn't it? Packers were not impressive at all against the Cardinals, and I'm getting 3 points. I mean, I hate to do it, Steelers.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I smoke and mirrors to me. I mean, their defense stinks. They don't really have a passing game. I mean, I don't think Rodgers thrown for more than 225 yards this season. Green Bay's defense I like. I'll take the Packers. It's only a field goal.
Mike Tomlin, talking about those bounce back spots, just to add to it, he is as a home underdog 22-7 against the spread. That's all I need to hear. It would be so Steelers to go and lose to Cincy and then they come back and beat Green Bay like this. So yeah, they're getting 3 points. I will happily, I mean not happily, but I will gladly take those 3 points and pick the Steelers. We are
Plus,
split.
it's also Aaron Rodgers against the Packers.
We're split on this one, 6-6. Stetka, myself, Glenn, Joe Serpico, Kyle Ottenheimer, and Ryan Shell on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nice. Everyone else on Green Bay. Nice. Now, finally, Ravens back from bye. They are at home. They are hosting the Chicago Bears, and they are laying 6.5 at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Bears. There's still a chance that Lamar Jackson doesn't play, and even if he does, have you seen the defense? Bears.
I can't believe you took the Bears. Here's what Lamar Jackson can do. He can make the offense, just by being on the field, score 30 points. What he can't do is rush the passer. what he can't do is create turnovers for the defense. And those things, I don't know how they're getting fixed over the bye. The Ravens, during their bye week, made a lot of great changes. They brought in a lot of different people and fired and mixed up the coaching staff. Oh, wait, they didn't do any of that.
I remember. They did nothing.
The Bears, it's too many points.
Yep.
Wow. Both of you wearing your Da Bear. You guys both going to wear Mike Ditka mustaches on Sunday as
No
well?
Bears. Sure.
This is the public has been doing very poorly this season. And the Bears apparently are the most bet underdog of the weekend in the NFL. So I think that's good. I don't know. I'm gonna act like Lamar Jackson's playing, and I like picking Lamar Jackson. So I will take the Ravens to come back and try to get this thing at least looking like it's back on the right track. So yeah, give me the Ravens. The Ravens we are an 8-4 split here, so most of us on the Ravens. You both are on Chicago, as is John in Little Rock, and Joe Serpico taking the Bears.
All right, very good. KZ, we'll see you on Sunday.
You will.
Excellent. Immediately following Ravens Bears, come hang out with us. PressBoxOnline.com/gameday. Myself, Rita, Tyus Bowser, KZ. Who knows who else might be hopping in. Come hang out with us.
It could just be me and you again. I don't know.
There have been weeks where I have been very worried that that's what we're down to. That's things continue to snowball. I get texts from Josh every week. It's just he's not. He's working, one, and then two, I don't think he's in the headspace. I don't think he's in the place to talk about it. PressBoxOnline.com/GameDay. All brought to you by Game Day Men's Health. 1-800-GAMBLER. HelpMyGamblingProblem.org. The Costas Inn. And Live Casino and Hotel Maryland. KZ, see you Sunday. Appreciate you, pal.
Take care, guys.
It's Ken Zalis joining us for picks. We already did tidbit for today, but we can get tubular for sure. Is there anything that we were going to need to cover? Oh, we haven't talked about the NBA thing at all.
What happened in the NBA?
The
Wizards did not cover last
Wembanyama.
Oh, yeah,
baby.
He's pretty good. VJ Edgecombe, he looks
That's
like
right.
he might be the
Look
real
great,
deal.
right?
That was going to be my other tidbit. But yeah.
So, I think that's all there is to say about the NBA, right? I don't think
Wait a minute, what's
anybody's
this?
talking about.
This Chauncey Billups,
What about him?
the FBI arrested him.
The FBI?
Yeah, the FBI.
Like the
Our FBI.
Like the female body inspectors?
No.
Was
the,
it like
the
a
Federal
fun
Bureau?
for doing what?
Apparently he was just playing poker. That's.
Oh, what the hell? I thought this was America.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks a lot, Trump.
Get these criminals off the street here.
Yeah. I mean, I really, to be honest, because this all happened this morning and we've been doing the shows, I have not spent as much time diving in as I would like to know what the line is here between is this the type of S that we're going to see in a movie at some point, right? Like, is this understandable that you got mixed up with the wrong? I have not been able to really wrap my head around that part of it. And the depths of Terry Rozier and
apparently they're separate cases.
Yes. They're separate. The FBI is saying they're similar, but they're separate. And then there's who was the third? There was somebody else who was a basketball player. I don't think a current one. Rozier was accused of participating in an illegal sports betting scheme using private insider NBA information. According to the indictment, Rozier and other defendants, quote, had access to private information known by NBA players or NBA coaches, unquote, that was likely to affect the outcome of games or players' performances and provided that information to other conspirators in exchange for either a flat fee or share of betting profits. And I think what's important, it was Damon Jones, former Cavalier, now assistant coach. I think what we are going to look to learn from this is what is that information and how is it being used? Because we're all going to immediately say the games are rigged. But it's totally possible that, here we go. Sportsbooks in multiple states flagged suspicious betting interest on Rozier's statistics ahead of a Charlotte Hornets-New Orleans Pelicans game on March 23, 2023. An unexpected surge of bets, including 30 wagers in 46 minutes, from a professional bettor totaling $13,759 came in on the under on Rozier's points, rebounds, and assists, causing sportsbooks to halt betting on the veteran guard. Rozier, then with the Hornets, played just 10 minutes before leaving the game, citing a foot injury. So that's about as naked as it gets, right? Like, you go ahead and bet on me to be under because I'm going to take myself out of the game. What's important is it doesn't – yes, it questions the integrity of the game because Terry Rozier didn't play, but it doesn't suggest that, like, he was purposely throwing the ball away, the type of stuff that would undermine every aspect of the integrity of the game. Is it good? Is it acceptable? No. But I always worry that this feeds into the worst of the conspiracy theorists, which is that all of the games are rigged, that sports gambling has its claws in everyone, and nothing that you see is real. This was not, I'm going to purposely suck tonight. It was, I'm purposely not going to play. I'm purposely going to make sure that I don't hit these numbers. What does the gambling industry do about it? They'll tell you. We had this, didn't this pop up over the summer when I was out in Vegas? They'll always tell you the fact that this is being flagged is a good thing. It means that the systems work for identifying something like this and making sure everyone sees we're going to do this. It doesn't matter who you are. We're going to do this. You're going to be arrested. You're going to be prosecuted. Be aware of that. There's no sum of money that you can make that's going to avoid. We are all, if somebody is betting like this, and this is the problem. So what do? This professional bettor apparently tried to move the bets around, bet in a bunch of different places so that it would be less suspicious. And yet, the systems that are in place recognized that the bets were all coming from the same bettor. I don't want to be dismissive or pretend like there isn't a chance there's other things going on at a much smaller level. It's totally plausible. But the argument would be that this is proof that the system works. There is a lot of an overwhelming amount of regulation on sports gambling. And the systems that these gambling houses, these sports books, have had to put into place, they would tell you it's working. And that's how we're able to flag this, and that's why it is that Terry Rozier is facing prosecution. Who was it in Detroit? Who had the issue with the dentist?
The basketball player?
Yes.
Jonte Porter?
No,
he was Toronto.
No, Pistons player.
That got caught up in this?
Malik Beasley.
There
it was
you
not
go. All right,
Malik Beasley was the answer. Don't worry, I've got it. Was involved in a legal dispute. That was over unpaid debts. That might not have been related to betting.
And he got cleared, I think, right? Like, technically.
Yes, because there was a debt problem there. I think it was just I don't think he was betting on himself. I think he just had gambling debts was the story. Like a lot of people, whenever something like this happens, we always get the mouth breathers who are like, oh, this is hilarious because ESPN's going to talk about why they're advertising that you can bet. As if the two things have anything to do with each other. What you're doing is the same as saying it's the video game's fault that there's violence. I don't know. At some point, we have to decide that either adults are responsible for their own actions, or then we have to come down on everything. We can no longer have movies that have violence or drugs. If we want to just blame media for everyone's actions, then you don't get to pick and choose where you do that. I've seen a lot of people today. I have no problem with the fact that ESPN is advertising. You can say, well, it's easy for you to say. You guys advertise gambling too. Kinda. I mean, you can gamble at live casino and hotel, but we don't advertise, the specific place for you to gamble. It's me saying I believe that adults are responsible for their own actions. And that if I see an advertisement for betting, that doesn't mean that I'm going to get involved in an illegal gambling scandal. This is some mouth-breathing connectivity, really dumb levels of tying one thing to the other that aren't actually there. So no, that's a miss for me every time you guys bring it up. You're responsible for your own. It is not ESPN's or FanDuel's or who are the other, DraftKings or Bet Rivers or MG. It's none of their faults that Terry Rozier was involved, allegedly, in this ring. No one's. And it's no one's fault that aired commercials. It's, you know whose fault it is? Terry Rozier's. Adults are responsible for their own actions, and you know right from wrong. He knew exactly what, if true, he knew what he was doing was illegal. He just thought he might be able to get away with it. Spare me. Spare me. Step forward. I've seen people compare it to the fact that, like, there was a change. College athletes are now allowed to bet on professional sports. That's something new. The NCAA changed this week. See this slippery slope. Is it? What's the connection here? And the part that you don't really want to say is you would rather it be being done this way, because the danger is that they're still doing it and it's not out in the open. Then in the past, when gambling wasn't legal, we didn't have the same amount of regulation. And you say, Glenn, you sound like a shill for the gambling industry. Maybe. And I'm not trying to tell you that I love gambling. I think everybody needs to gamble. And I remind everybody, 1-800-GAMBLER, helpmygamblingproblem.org. But I am absolutely, this goes back to the part of me that's libertarian. You make your own choices. You do. If we find out that the gambling companies are suggesting that you can't, like, if they're doing false advertising, we should call that out. If they are participating in shady practices to try to win on both sides of it, if there's something that they're doing that's dishonest, we should call that out and they should be punished for it. Seriously. But we just try to connect. Whenever a story like this pops up, well, this is on the league. It's utterly hilarious. The league is taking money from gambling and coming down on Terry Rozier. No, it's not. Terry Rozier, and it's not even the league, obviously. It's the FBI. You've heard of them. Terry Rozier knew exactly what he was doing. He knew it was illegal. He did it anyway. It's not Scarface's fault if a player gets involved in drugs or violence. We have to understand how accountability works. You know right from wrong. There is no gray area here. Terry Rozier knew exactly what he was doing. He just hoped no one was going to notice. Hey, guys get hurt all the time, right? I got nothing to worry about. And anyone else who's thinking about it, they're not victims. They're not, you know what you're doing is fraud. It is illegal. It is not a fair and genuine bet. Is there room to talk about whether or not we should be betting player props? I guess. But I don't think that this instance should be the one that, says, hey, this is always going to happen. The Chauncey Billups thing appears to be a bit wilder than that, man. Billups has served as the Trailblazers coaches from ESPN since 2021 and was on the sideline for their season opening loss to the Timberwolves. Blah, blah, blah. We got all that point. Nocella, who is involved with the FBI, I want to make sure I have this. Joseph Nocella is the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District, actually, of New York. Nocella said the poker scheme targeted victims known as fish, who were lured to participate in the rigged games with a chance to play alongside former athletes who were known as face cards. Billups was one of those celebrities. The games were rigged through sophisticated cheating technology, such as altered card shuffling machines, hidden cameras and poker chip trays, special sunglasses, and X-ray equipment. Damn.
I know.
Damn.
Never play poker.
Right?
Jesus.
Built into the table to read the cards of unsuspecting players. Once the fish lost, the mafia used extortion and violence to make sure they paid their gambling debts. Investigators found that the scheme involved members and associates of the Gambino. My God, the Gambino crime family is still a thing? Luchese and Genevieve's crime families, New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said. I guess the only thing that I would need to know more about is did Chauncey Billups know?
Like
that's
is
the
he
part
wearing
that,
these sunglasses and
or did he know who he was working with, or did he just
Right.
think that he was a celebrity playing in a poker game?
yeah. If the FBI is going after him, it doesn't bode well.
Or are they
but-
going after him in hopes of landing a bigger fish, like
Yeah.
that he can help lead them to the people that were involved? That's the part I would need to know about. Like, I guess at the moment, I would say I feel a little bit differently about Chauncey Billups than I do about Terry. Terry Rozier,
If he's taking himself out of the game,
he knew exactly what he was doing. There's no question about it. At the moment, I would just need to know, was Chauncey Billups aware of how he was being used and who he was working with? Or is there some world where he just thought he was appearing at a celebrity poker thing?
Mm-hmm.
Because if that's the case, then I'm going to feel completely different about this. If he knew that he was working with shady people, even if he was like, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I know they're not in the up and up, that's pretty problematic. Heck of a time. Heck of a time. Welcome back to the NBA.
This is going to be the Blazers' year, too.
Was it?
I think so. They didn't have the worst odds to
I don't
win the
think it was
win
going
the
to be.
NBA
I
Finals.
don't think it was going to be. All right, very good. Let's get tubular. Here's what's coming up tonight, totally tubular wise. Thursday night football. We talked about it earlier on Amazon Prime Video. Vikings, Chargers, 8:15, and honestly, that's it. That's what's going on.
There's some
everything
non-sports
else,
things.
everything else sports wise, you can go to glennclarkradio.com. Thunder Pacers 7:30 and Nuggets Warriors 10 o'clock on ESPN. There you go. There's the U.S. women are playing a friendly against Portugal at 7 o'clock on TNT. Non-sports.
I know that you'll be logging on to Hulu tonight because it's season 7 of the Kardashians.
I just can't
of
keep
course.
up though.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with all those.
Well, this is separate
Kardashians.
than keeping up with them. It's just the Kardashians.
So you're not keeping up with them anymore?
No, I think that's what they want. They just want you to be able to tune in. You know, maybe you haven't been paying attention. You just jump in on season 7.
That's
and you
hard.
Can, and you can.
If I'm not
it's hard.
keeping up, then it's what is even the point?
Allen Iverson's got his documentary on Prime Video. They call the tagline for it "The Truth to the Answer."
That's doing too much, man.
No, that's doing the perfect
No,
amount.
That's doing way too much.
That almost makes me
What
want
are
to
we-
watch it.
What are we doing?
Nobody Wants This season 2 on Netflix. That's Adam Brody and Kristen Bell.
John from Little Rock was trying to name a 90s Chargers quarterback in the comments.
He took Jim Harbaugh, so I got
He
nobody.
got Jim Harbaugh, Stan Humphries, Maryland legend, John Freeze,
Up to you to
Billy
keep
Joe
this going.
Tolliver. God, who else from the 90s? Wheelahan, right? Didn't Craig Wheelahan play for the Chargers for a minute in the 90s? Oh, if I got that one. Oh, go ahead.
I got nobody.
Nothing?
From the 90s Chargers? No.
Nothing?
Who would I know from the 90s Chargers?
Nothing. Craig Wheelahan was with the Chargers from 95 to 98. Bam!
I can name one 90s
Bickety.
Charger player.
Bam!
Harry Swain.
There you go.
That's the only one I got.
There you go. We're working on guys that got off the bad start. Gotcha, John. You forgot Craig Wheelahan. Bam! Anyway, sorry.
Congrats, I guess.
Allen Iverson, you were saying.
Yeah, he's got a documentary on Prime Video.
Yep. That it?
Yeah.
Very good. Everything else, glennclarkradio.com. Thanks to KZ early in the show. If you missed it earlier this morning in a separate video, we did our college basketball preview show. You'll be able to find all of that, both of these, in the greatest hits section of the
Oh, Ben Stiller will be on Colbert tonight.
Tab at GlennClarkRadio.com.
Actually, pretty cool. He's doing a documentary about his parents, about Jerry and what was his mom's name? And
Ryan Leaf would have been a more obvious answer. That's a good point, John. Would have been a far more obvious answer.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
It's a documentary tomorrow on Apple TV Plus about his dad, Jerry Stiller, and Mira. So
it's probably sweet.
It does look very sweet.
It's probably sweet. I'm trying to think of any other '90s Chargers quarterbacks, and I'm like,
Gail Gilbert.
Who's Gail Gilbert?
I
don't even know who Gail Gilbert is.
John said it.
I believe it. Was our guy? What about Sean Salisbury? Wasn't he with the Chargers for a minute? Check that. Check to see if Sean Salisbury was with the Chargers for a minute. I think he might have been. I think my guy Sauls might have been a Charger in the 90s. All right. Tomorrow, we got like a busy day planned for tomorrow, don't we? Stan the Fan tomorrow.
Stan will be here.
We will get back into doing our celebration of 30 seasons of Ravens football because the Ravens had a bye. We took a bye for some reason last week. But Ring of Honor member, I know it's controversial. I know it's controversial, but Ernest Biner scheduled to join us tomorrow. Ruben Hippolyte, Bears linebacker, former Terp, scheduled to join us to preview their trip to Baltimore.
Sean was a Charger in 1996.
Hell yeah. And then
Hippolyte, we're going to meet up with Derek Queen.
Derek Queen, who made his NBA debut last night with the Pelicans. And
Cam Spencer as well.
What the hell? We don't have time for all of these things. We did 6 hours of show today. We're going to do that tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
It's outrageous. Thanks to everybody at PressBox, all of our great sponsors and partners, including Live Casino and Hotel Maryland, Game Day Men's Health, CountySports.Zone, your local Toyota dealer, buyatoyota.com, Nick's Fish House, High's Dairy Stores, the Costas Inn, and more. Thanks to Griffin at Griffin_Bass. Follow us, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Glenn Clark Radio. Have a great Thursday evening. Go nobody. Duke sucks.